Let's take a look at how to change the theme settings for the theme that we're using to create our website in this course. And you can get to the theme options in one of two ways. I've clicked on the appearance menu, and you can come over here and click theme options, or you can choose theme options from the appearance menu. Now you'll see a listing of settings here, and if you're using the free version of this theme, you won't have quite as many of these options. You'll still get a real good look and feel for your website, but there are a few things missing that they want you to pay for, and that's just fine. So let's just run through a couple of these tabs real quickly. On general settings, you can upload your custom logo here. All you need to do is click upload image, browse for your image, and it'll upload it right here. And that logo will appear in the upper left-hand corner. If we go to slider settings, for the free version, you're only going to have one image here. But if you use the paid version, you have an option for using up to 6 slider images. And what I mean by slider images are these images right up here up top. You can add the text in here. You can add a little tagline as well. I've already stopped this from switching from one to the next, but if you just come to the website, you'll see that the slider will continue to move on to the right. And you can add 6 images and tell people what it's about. And so that's the slider settings. And how you get the slider captions or the text that shows up underneath those images is by just inputting that text right here and then right here. Now you can actually add a link to each one of these as well, and that link shows up in this area down here where the text is. If I were to click on this, you'll see that it's linked to a different page. And what we'll do here is just add the URL of the link that we want to add there, and then when somebody clicks on that text, they'll go directly to that page. One last thing about this is the optimal size for these images is 950 pixels by 350. So if you can, I would try to use an image editor to crop your images down to this size so they don't show up blurred or distorted. And in order to add the rest of the slider images, you just go on down here, you upload your image, write your text, add your link, you can add a caption if you want, and you just go on down the line and do it that way. Now for the homepage settings, you've got some more options, and this homepage full width column on and off, that's not on the free version, and I actually don't use it on my site, but the homepage text that you enter right here shows up right here on your site. And if you want to add the homepage full width column, that actually adds another line of text underneath here. The reason I don't like to use that is because it pushes all of this content further down the page and can very easily put that underneath the fold for somebody who's looking at your website, and you really don't want that. You want your important content to be up above the point where somebody has to scroll down to see it. So next we've got homepage first featured section. Now when you add some text in here and an image, what you're doing is adding these guys down here. So you can add an image, you can add the text, you can add a link. And I actually contacted the creator of this template because they didn't allow you to click on this image to take you to the next page, which was the first place I went to when I tried to click on this. And you can click on read more and it'll take you to the same spot. But generally people like to click on images. So they were great. They had it changed for me the next day, and they were very friendly about it. So I wouldn't feel bad at all about referring people to the creator of this template. And they do have quite a few other good ones as well. And so if we go back to our theme options, you can see e-learning course catalog. That shows up here. You've got your image, and then you've got the discover tons of professionally produced e-learning content. That shows up down here. And then when you add your link, which is right here, that will link up now to this read more and this image. And you get the idea. You can do that with all 3 of these slots here. Now, there's a part down here. You can actually add some more stuff, and this is also not in the free version. So if you're using the free version, you've got no slider up here, just one image, and you could say whatever you want to and put one image up here. It still looks the same, and then you have this area down here as well as the text in the middle. And for the free version, you simply don't have these areas down here. And if you really don't need those, that's perfectly fine. This is just extra stuff that you can add to kind of spice up your home page, but for a professional looking site, you really don't need that. You just choose a picture up here and it looks real nice. and you've got your 3 different options. You can take people to 3 different spots on your site right off the bat, and that all works great. So let's go take a look at a few of the other options here. The homepage second feature setting, this is that bottom part that we just talked about here, these 3 areas. So for example, the last part of this allows you to upload this PayPal image that I have here. You can upload any image that you want. You can put in a couple of different things here. What I did was actually embedded a YouTube video that I have for my business, and I embedded that right here. And how you do that is just go to YouTube, grab their embed code, which begins with iframe and ends with iframe, and you can plug that in here and it'll pop the video into that slot for you. I also just wanted to write a little text that says how this works. If you want to use this, you can. This BR with 2 carets just means break. It's a line break. And if you don't have a text editor to work with, you can use that little bit of code to say, hey, computer, I want this to have a space between the text, how this works, and the iframe code that you see here so that you can view the video. It's a little more technical than we needed to go into right here, but hopefully you get the idea of how that works. And for here, you've got testimonials. And what I did was put in a couple of testimonials for my courses, and they show up here. So you'll see that you've got a little slider, and you can click the next button and get to the next one, or you can go back and read the previous one, and that's how that works. You just enter your text in here, and you'll see actually again that I have a couple of breaks here, and that'll make it look like this. So I've got my text, and then the person who sent in that testimonial is down here with a line break in between. So now we've got some styling options, and what we can do is change the color of our site. Basically, we've got a nice clean white template here, and you'll see that the button of the area that you're on is, let's say the contact us area is black, and this area down here is sort of a tan color, I guess I would say. And if you want to, you can certainly go and say, hey, I want it to be orange. Click Save All Changes, and then when I come back here and refresh my page, now I've got an orange bottom and orange buttons up here and little menus. So you can play around with those and see which of those styles you like the best. I happen to prefer the style that they gave you with the template itself. Nice and clean look. So you've got some social network icons, and if we go down to the bottom, you'll see that any of the social network links you put in here provides a nice little way for somebody to get in touch with you on your social networks. And then you just need to add your links here to any of the profiles that you have on LinkedIn, Flickr, Facebook, etc. Now for SEO options, I will definitely point you to this, and this is also one of those things that's not on the free version. So I would say that just this part in and of itself is worth paying for the theme because you get the option to enter meta keywords, which to be perfectly honest with you is probably irrelevant to search engines these days, but back in the day you could put keywords in for your site and that would help search engines figure out what your site was about. They sort of got rid of that because people would stuff keywords in here and start ranking for things that their site wasn't really about. But this meta description is the description that you're going to see for what in this case is going to end up being our homepage. And so if somebody searches for my site in Google, they're going to see the link to go to the homepage, and then they're also going to see this text down here. And that's going to be the meta description. So that describes what this website is about. And down here you can write the name of your website. And down here you've got some footer settings. And what I've done is written the copyright protection notice for my website, and the footer is down at the bottom, and where that text goes is right here. So that should cover the theme options for the website we're creating, and I hope that helped you figure out how you want to customize your own website.